Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Fins Faithful podcast. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday morning, our Saturday countdown to Gameday show. Saturday on the sidelines here as we preview Monday kickoff the Dolphins versus the Carolina Panthers. The Dolphins get a big victory Monday night versus the New York Jets. Now 2 1-3 teams facing off this Sunday, and this could be just what the doctor ordered for the Dolphins with Carolina with some injuries. We'll get into all of it. We'll show you some video and plays. I think the Dolphins moving forward without Tyreek, how the offense will look. We'll give you that look, and Curtis and I will break it down for you. We'll have the injury report, the game plan, the matchups, the keys to the game over under, Curtis's favorite game. We'll do our bold predictions. So we appreciate you guys pulling up here on a Saturday morning and joining us. If you're on YouTube with us, please drop those likes, hit that thumbs up, little bell, subscribe to the channel. I love I truly love Curtis. When the video's over, I go down to the description box and I read all the comments. I try to answer them all back. It makes it kind of fun and enjoyable. We appreciate it.
I got to do that too.
Yes. And in the chat, always stay lively. We love the chat. All right, enough of me yapping. Let's dive into this thing. Curtis, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Getting ready for a game. I think we can get the second win here. They got so many injuries. And I'm not saying that means we're going to string together a Super Bowl season or whatever, but it looks pretty good considering what they got. If we lose, it's crazy, but I think we win.
Yeah, we'll get into those. Save. Don't spoil it.
Hey, how's my audio's good? My video's good. No lag.
You're a little lagging, a little behind the audio. It's all right.
I don't know why.
Yeah, you're lagging. Your audio's off, trailing your video. We're seeing you speak first.
All right, keep talking. I'll fix it.
All right, you fix it. I'll keep going. All right, let's get into the injury report first. Here, let's go with Dolphins. Pretty good on the injury report this week. They only Storm Duck. Nothing's changed. Storm Duck, Cedric Wilson out. Nothing's really changed. They got nobody on the questionable list. Nobody on the doubtful list. So pretty good for Carolina. I mean, pretty good for the Dolphins as we bring Curtis back here. Sorry, Curtis. All right, you're good now. All right, so Carolina, the injury report. The Dolphins injury report, just Storm Duck, Cedric Wilson out. But Carolina's, Curtis, is where the big issue is. Chuba Hubbard looks like he's out. That's a big loss for them. JT Sanders, the tight end. Questionable, their linebacker, DJ Wonnum. Cam Jackson, their defensive tackle, LeBron Bray. I think when you look at the injury report, you got to look here at the Carolina Panthers versus Chuba Hubbard being out, correct?
That's big. Am I doing good?
You're good. You're perfect. You go. Shoot it.
Good. Finally. Yeah, and the D tackle's out too. So not a start. I don't know if he's a starter.
Kirk Wharton.
Yeah.
Okay, and Cam Jackson.
But they got the other guy from the Rams.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Brown. He's really good. Their strength's up the middle. Their strength is definitely up the middle on their defense, and we'll get into all that with the game plan. All right, so as far as the Dolphins injury, just Storm Duck. Overall,
actually, it's A'Shawn Robinson.
Oh, A'Shawn Robinson, the former.
He's a big, powerful guy. So,
all right, so the Hubbard loss, how big is that?
Oh well, we're giving up I don't know how many yards. It was 6 yards or something like that a carry. So yeah, they have a decent enough offensive line to make us pay, but not having the running back. I mean, they still might be able to get some. Yeah, it's a big piece because now it's going to put more on Bryce Young. So, and I'm not really confident in him. There's a chance.
Yeah. Shout out to Balake. Shout out to Costa. Shout out to the Go Times Dolphins podcast. Kadeem, what's up, brother? We're breaking down Curtis and I here on this Saturday morning, the full game preview here of the Dolphins and Panthers. Yeah, so injury report there. Dolphins clearly favorite here on the injury report, a lot cleaner. Just, Dolphins don't even out, and so that's much better going to this game. All right, let's circle back to there's some things you had a video out there you made, Curtis, for us, and kind of talking about some of the things you saw in the Jets game. So let's bring that up. You kind of give it
but before you do, it's some of the things that we need to do going forward something about with Hill being gone, a video, a clip showing the leverage that's going to be lost. And then Jonah actually taking, he's grown a little bit. I seen him take a step. And somebody came on, you put the post up and he's like, oh, that's not a big deal. Just go first step NFL techniques. And the first two sites, they tell you got to take 6 inches. The second top site tells you it's critical. It is. It doesn't. What that means is you have the most conducive technique for success. So if you pick your foot up and put it back down the same spot, you could still get things to work, but you're immediately not in the most conducive. It's universal understanding. So it's not like my personal. It's, I even had Greg Miney, who was a college coach and player, who said the same. It's like basic. So, but he did 2 plays. I actually saw him take a step. And then Paul, I got one in there on Paul. He's been struggling against speed guys. And it was just one run block. And he's been struggling with his run blocking, which I was surprised. He's actually been better at the pass blocking than the run blocking.
He's been on elite level kind of pass blocking this year.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Funny how it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into the video here. Chris, I'll let you narrate this. Go ahead.
Sure. These are the outs. We saw them in preseason. They didn't really get broken out too much, but this is what you got to do. And that's Hill, but you could do that with other guys, Washington, Waddle, and look at the jam box. That's how you put outer tension. And these are the things we have to do because we have a new offense now without him. And then you pick up a first and you could do this. Now look at the leverage. Look at that safety playing 16 yards off Hill. And that was an easy completion because the leverage he generates, and you're not going to have that going forward. But look what this guy's playing, 16 yards off Hill. And so that's something we won't see going forward, and something he brought. And so that's going to definitely play out and be something that we'll notice. So you got Hill, Waddle to do it, but it's nothing like that, dude. I've never seen. So this is Jonah taking a step. Usually that foot comes down. I think it's gone. I think I got this. Is it going? Yes. Okay, so you see, the foot actually moves. Usually it comes up and comes down. That was a pass block. So, I mean, I think I was supposed to have a run block in there. I think I might, but you see, oh yeah, he gets beat on that one. You see how bad he gets beat? It's not just the feet, it's everything. His lean, his hands, his technique. So yeah, I think the next one. This one.
No, I'll go back.
Yeah,
I'm going back.
Look how he's getting beat. Look how he's leaning. It's really bad technique, way beyond just the feet, which is critical.
Every game you see a couple of those, the same look kind of that play.
Terrible.
And
then this will be another one coming up after this, Jonah. And look how bad he's beat. I mean, 2 guys are beat on that. But look how quickly he's beat. And, people talk about us not getting sacks. Well, some of it's the quarterback. I think he's only given up 4 quarterback-driven pressures on the season. It's not to say 2 is the greatest, but look how bad he's beat. That's bad. Oh, this is where he takes a step. You see? Watch. The foot's in the air. Watch where it starts. And you'll see where it ends. And that is a little bit of a step. A little bit.
Allows him to kind of generate more power going forward.
Yeah, it's a little bit of stuff, about 4 inches. And this is Paul. That's a beautiful move, but he's been struggling against speed guys. And I'm so surprised that his pass blocking is so much better, but that is something you want him to dominate. You could turn it, done with it. But that's an area where he's going to have to get better. You can shut the thing down.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to get better at that, or else we're not going to be able to run the football. There are a lot of speed guys. He works well against the bigger guys, but he's struggling in the run block, but not against the pass block. So I still see him as an upper trajectory kind of guy. This is supposed to be his really first season. So I think by year 3, you're going to see some good stuff out. I don't know about great, but the way he's pass blocking is pretty darn good. But we do a lot of stuff. We bumped Years ago, we were in the 40-50% of pass rush mitigation screens and play actions. And then to start the season, we were in the 20s, but we bumped it up to 60% last week. And so that's actually adding a little extra help to this offensive line, and can be part of the reason what we're seeing. So there's a little obfuscation, but still, I think he's going to be a guy for us long-term at some level, which is nice to say.
Yeah, I think, we want to see with Jonas is literally the baby steps, literally, figuratively. Just
2 plays, I think. It could be more, but it was 2.
Yeah. Maybe you get, 6 or 7 the next game or 4 to 8 games down the road. Cross your fingers. It's not going to totally fix itself this year. It's a learning curve this year.
Because that's just step 1.
Yeah. of more. And Paul has been really good pass blocking this year at the elite level. Run blocking at times can have issues, but I agree. And the leverage stuff, I thought Tua's footwork was better. I just like a lot of the stuff, and we're going to talk about it here on the game plan. Thanks to everybody who's joining us in the chat, or come on over to YouTube, hit that like button, follow us here. We're breaking down full preview of the Carolina Panthers Dolphins game with Curtis and myself. All right, let's look at the game plan here offensively for the Dolphins. Carolina, first of all, let's set the tone. There are this game, I said before, is a recipe maybe that the doctor ordered for the Dolphins, for the defense and the offense, but I think the defense especially. Let's start here with the offensive game plan. Carolina, heavy zone team. They ran 67.4 zone last week, 5th in the league. They're usually
great stat, brother. Yeah. Where do you find that stat?
I'll show you.
All right, keep the secrets. Tell me after.
Unlike the Jets last week, Jets ran a lot of man on 3rd down too. It's surprising.
I think they're trying to get the top pick.
I don't know why they play.
That's what I think.
So look, I say keep it a lot like last week, Curtis. I think what's going to be interesting for the fans who are watching to follow the game is what's my game plan going to be now without Tyreek, right? It's time for him now to get creative on the run game, lean on it. He's not going to rely on Tyreek. He relied on Tyreek a lot, and rightfully so. But now let's utilize his strength. He's going to lean on the run game, lean on A-chain, the play action, the bootleg, stuff we saw. We have a few videos coming up here to show you what maybe the Dolphins offense might look like going forward. I thought Tua looked more comfortable utilizing his ball handling, more comfortable rolling out to his left. And I think we're asking now, maybe this will transition to asking Tua more what he can do than maybe stuff that he can't do. And I think the offense without Hill, look, you can't lose Hill and say it's going to be statistically a better offense, but it's going to be different. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So
I think you're going to be forced into a better schematic and philosophical expression of your offense, but you're losing a ton of talent. So it's one hand in the other, one hand taken, one given. So, but with Hill and Waddle, you got 2 guys, you're spending so much money, you have to do a particular thing. And without him, you're forced into a bet. They should have not ever drafted. They should either not drafted Waddle and got Hill, or not drafted Hill. And if they got Waddle, used it elsewhere and built like this. And people were saying, where's 2 of 22 and 23? But we ran 50-something% play actions, not as many screens, under 10%. Then last year we went up the screens, dropped the play actions. This year, even more true pass sets. And now this game was more akin to what he did schematically in 22 and 23. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah. And I think, this game, I don't know if you agree, the game plan, run the ball. I think the game plan should be very similar to last week. More run, if you can. When's the last time? How many times have they done more runs than passes in a game?
Can't count.
I got a good stat for you. I believe I read this right.
Oh, I like stats.
7 of the last 9 games, Carolina's defense gave up 200 yards rushing. 7 of the last 9.
They're bad. They're a bad team. If we lose this game, if there's no way we should lose this game. If we lose this game, it's bad. You're looking for something like, who knows, man?
Oh, no.
2-3 wins. If we lose this game, forget about it. I mean, we do get the asset of Daniels coming in a couple of weeks, and that will help. Well, that's unusual for us to use a good pot. Yeah, but it's because McDaniel decided to go more receivers en route and restrict the extra help for the offensive line. And, guys, he's practicing all week. He has that internal clock. He's got that. He felt more comfortable. Plus the run game. How many times did you see everybody and their mother and their cousins and their best friends biting on the run and Tua rolling out? We haven't seen that. And even when we weren't doing play action, those linebackers were closer than I've seen in a long time, actually stepping forward. Run game is key. So I think all that set him up psychologically to be his best.
It's hard for guys like him just to draw back with the ability to touch spots off the field from the traditional draw back and hit teams when it hurts every time. Yeah.
It depends. Like, let's say you took McDaniel out and put McDaniels in there. If you go look to see how McDaniels is calling that offense, one of the things I hate about that guy, but I'm impressed, is his timely use of screens. He doesn't use screens for volume. He dials them up at the right moment. And he's got this ability to do like small route combinations for 5 and 6 yards. And so I think Tua could do other things. And they have a different, I think, read concept than we do as well. It's more onus, I think, on the quarterback. I think Tua could do other things. I don't know if he would do great, but that's my take.
Yeah,
and I'm sticking with it.
Since you take, you stick with it. I think we talk about a lot of times wanting to go downhill and throw the ball downhill more, but also horizontally. Stretching it horizontally might be even a bigger thing. And you mentioned how everything's set up on the run with these play action. Tua's so comfortable. We got a couple of plays where I'm going to show you here soon, but I think another interesting point is, Curtis, is we talk about, okay, there's going to be less deep balls without Hill. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe teams loosen up a little bit, stop playing that soft, that too high, that shell coverage, because there is not that threat of Tyreek Hill. Because it's not just Tyreek Hill, it's the gravity and threat. It's almost as more important than the actual what he does statistically. Maybe it opens up some things for Waddle or Malik Washington. Maybe teams, bring guys up a little bit more, especially if we start gashing them with the run. That'll be interesting to see. Do you agree with that? It could actually be more opportunities downfield.
Well, look, you might not see the big grand plays, but once they go into a single high safety, I mean, they always can drop out of that into a zone, but you got a tight box. And when you got a tight box like that, it does open things up. I think he'll have to do a lot of it with the boot rollouts. And McDaniel's he's a volume guy. So if something goes, he just keeps calling it week after week. He's got to learn to be more strategic. And so we caught the team last week. They were in a conducive environment with heavy blitzing and man coverage. This week, we're playing a zone, which totally changes things. But it's on film now. So McDaniel's got to mix things in and be more of a strategist. But if he does it right with legit play action, with a Waller, with an HN, with a Waddle, with a Washington, then you can get that. It doesn't have to be 20 yards downfield, attacking the 10 to 12 and then let the guys have a rack play and then turn it into something big. So I think there is possibilities versus a lesser, not against the good teams. The good teams, I think we're going to struggle just because of the talent base. But against a team like this, they got terrible linebackers.
Yes.
Wallace and Rosaboom are terrible, 65th and 70th in the league. They got good corners, lower safeties.
Yeah.
But those linebackers, you can attack the linebackers. And so there are teams we could do that because Wilder's I don't know how long he's going to stay healthy, but you could see how valuable the tight end is. And you ask yourself, what if Greer didn't get Hill and he went for a tight end and some extra linemen, what this thing could have been?
Yeah. And you mentioned, I think you made a great point. You mentioned we said their defense is strong up the middle. Excuse me. That linebacker court not good. So do you attack that strength in the middle? Maybe you see a little more Ollie Gordon up the middle in this game, or do you go a lot of perimeter stuff against this team? stretch them out. They got really one good defense. I mean, they have the young kid I like at Texas A&M. The edge rusher scored, and he's good against the run. And there's like 3 Texas A&M defensive linemen that came out this year. But, like, there really one good player up the middle there is Derek Brown, and he's real good, Brown. But you said their best players are at the corner position. J.C. Horn's a Pro Bowler. He's their best player, probably. Moorhan, they got from Oakland, the safety.
They say Smith Wade is out. I saw someplace out. Is he out?
Smith Wade, I'll tell you, yes, he's out.
They got so they don't got a nickel.
Yeah, I mentioned on the injury report. Yeah, Smith Wade's out with a chest injury, so that's huge. Again, I'm going to look to go perimeter. I think Ollie Gordon up the middle here against this particular game. You might want to use him in that inside zone with how physical they are up the middle, and might be sort of A chain on the perimeter. But you said the pass game, they're actually not they're not bad in the secondary. I think they're like 12th in the league in pass defense. We mentioned Horn. I do think the pressure. Here's the one thing about Carolina: they don't blitz a lot. They were 26 in blitz rate last week, and they're towards the bottom every week. The pressure rate productivity last week was the last in the league. The pressure rate last in the league. The week before I checked, they were towards the bottom of the league. So they don't generate pressure. They're even worse than the Dolphins. So that should be an issue in the pass game and the play action stuff. So I would attack them pretty much almost the same game plan, Curtis, as we did last week. Would you agree with that?
Well, there's the 2 things that defenses don't want is to be tired. When they're tired, fresh defenses make plays, tired defenses give up plays. But the second thing a defense doesn't want is uncertainty. They want a defense and that's the problem we've had for years. They knew what they were going to do. They could sit in what they prepared for the week, and it was good. But when you have diversity in areas of attack in both your run and pass game, diversity in looks, diversity in formations, it gives them more stuff to study during a week, and then it creates that uncertainty. And that's what an offense needs. It needs to have the initiative so the defense is uncertain. So you want to attack the middle. You want to attack the edges in the run game. You want to get a timely screen if they blitz and have that feel that, oh, they're going to do it now. You want to attack every area of the field. You want play action rollouts. You just don't want to do the same thing too often and fall into a rut is what McDaniel does. He just has a tactical rut of repetition. So,
yeah.
I think the thing with Grant, and I was happy about the pick, but I really didn't study him. But soon as I saw his double D's of an 80-year-old woman in his chest, but I said he had a little problems handling power. But once I saw that, I got concerned. You go look at his preseason image. He's getting blown out. And he did the bench a lot, but there's a lot of ways you could throw your lats into it, your deltoids, your triceps, but you've got to have that chest, that power to hold your spot. So he's 22. And the good news is you can build your chest up and get that strength easier than anything else. He's got the nimbleness. He's not bad on the pass rush, but that's the thing holding him back is his ability to hold at the point of attack, handle power, and it's got to start with his development, most notably on his pectorals or lack thereof.
Yeah. And when we get to the defense, something I think I noticed with him and Devin Sealer and kind of the chemistry, we'll get into that. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Come on over to YouTube with us this morning. Grab your coffee. We're energetic. We're 2 energetic guys. Breaking down this Dolphins-Panthers game on our Countdown to Game Day show. Make sure you guys smash those likes, share the broadcast, send everybody over here to check out the full game.
Yeah, do what he said.
Yeah, I guarantee you won't get as much in-depth a game preview as here on the Pins Faithful podcast with Curtis tonight. All right, so you mentioned Waller. I want to start showing some of these videos. First, I want to show the impact of Waller. And it's not just Darren Waller, the player. It's what he does for Tua's confidence. And Tua, I haven't seen this type of throw they did. And let's just start off with the first touchdown play of the game from Waller to Tua here. All right, let's start. You see, first of all, when we look at this was 4th and goal, I think, or 4th and 1 on this play. First, as we roll here, good job by Waller fighting through the defender.
Look how big he is.
His ability to hand fight here and get away. And look how early Tua throws this ball. Gone.
Oh, no.
A beautiful. And I talked a few weeks ago about how Tua's superpower is the anticipation stuff. And I'm going to give him credit here in this game. What Waller did for him confidence-wise, man. Look at this ball. The placement and the accuracy in this ball is what Tua does as good as anybody in the league. And look at it. Great play on both ends. Spectacular, Curtis.
And he had some of those with Gesicki.
Yeah, Gesicki is probably the last time. But how many guys can throw this ball like this?
Oh, yeah.
Two defenders. I mean, beautiful. And Waller to keep both his feet in. Tremendous play. I mean, it's not just Waller, the player. Look, when I talked about Waller, it was always the process with Waller. All right? It wasn't the player. When healthy, Waller to me is an alien at that position. There's not many guys who are as athletic as him and can do the things he does. It was just a whole process how it played out. But that was impressive, and it's what Waller's impact will do to Tua. He's got to stay healthy, but talk a little bit about the Waller impact. Just for Tua in general, too.
Look, again, the key in football, just like in Army, you can have a great, armed forces, your military, your ground troops, great tanks. But if you don't have the vertical space, your Air Force and then your Navy, you're going to be one-dimensional. And against a more flexible Army, and you look at all the top statisticians,
we lose Curtis. Of course, Tom Garfield on the Dolphins. Nothing new here. Curtis always disappearing on the show. There, we got him back. Hey,
I got booted, man. I didn't do anything.
Was that
anyway?
Was that Ross? Who was it?
So anyway, that's the key. And so this is another failing of Greer. He built the Smurf core. It was almost like they were trying to replicate Dan Marino's 80s offense. You need to be able to attack not the vertical and horizontal planal space that, but the vertical high. And that's what Waller does. He's huge. Yeah. And a tight end is a quarterback security blanket. And so Tua, with his ability to throw with anticipation, can't and accuracy couldn't get that with Waddle and Hill. And so, like, even there was one slant, I think I meant to put it on the film reel. We threw a slant and they were in cover one. I think it was Sauce or somebody jammed Waddle and just broke it up. You need a little bit of everything. You can't have duplications no matter how good they are. You want the quick guy. You want the big guy. You want a tight end, guys who can attack vertical, horizontal, and then the vertical space up. And so that's what Waller brings. He adds dimension to the offense, and Tua could take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's a great point. They mentioned in the chat, DR mentioned.
Good job, Cliff. I like that when you made me laugh. Thanks, man. Greer has more busts than Dolly Parton, man.
Yeah, it's kind of simple. It's what DR was saying. I don't know why he puts the ball instead of on a line on that play. He didn't see the backside safety. I don't even know if he saw the backside safety, but he put it up, like you said, the vertical spacing to where he knew Waller, take advantage of Waller. Do you have any issue with that? What DR says?
Yeah, when you look, if you threw it in the middle, maybe the corner cut back could get it. But what would happen is Waller probably would have got drilled. And so by putting when you get hit, when you get hit and your feet are rooted, a player can hit you with much more power than when you're in the air. The downside of being in the air is you're going to come down. So a safe spot to throw it was there. And it also, because of Waller's ability, it created an area where he had the advantage. So I think that was the right spot.
Yeah, I agree. It's only where Waller could get it. And again, take advantage of what Waller can do.
Think about it. He's going to catch the ball like that, and you got the other safety coming right at him. It might interfere with the catch, but then he's going to get lit up like a Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you're watching on YouTube. Come on over. Share it with your friends. Tell everybody, come check us out here. Hit that thumbs up. subscribe button. Help support us here as we're breaking down the Panthers versus Dolphins game. 1 day to kick off. All right, we talked a lot about the play action, setting up the run, freezing the linebackers, bringing the linebackers in, finding the defense, the bootleg. Well, I want to show a couple plays in this game.
Go for it, man. Those are pretty, man. I love that. I actually got a smile on my face.
These are sexy, these plays. And all right, let's bring it up here. Let's start here with the a little bootleg here action with Tyreek. Unfortunately, we got hurt. All right, let's start here. This is a little they play action boot fake on the outside zone here. Simple.
Look at 8 guys in the box.
Yeah, 8 guys in the box. Play action outside zone fake. Tua rolling out to his left, his strong side, where he get him on the move to his left side where he throws left. You got Hill on a shallow crosser. Watch the defense here. Again, simple play action. It looks like they're going to run outside zone. Beautiful ball handling. Look at the defense. Bites, loses contain. You have Tyreek Hill streaking wide open. Again, this is stretching the field horizontally, not just vertically, Curtis. And you can do this with Malik Washington. We have one with Jalen Waller coming up. This is the type of stuff I think you'll see now going forward in this offense. I don't know if you agree with that.
Oh, it has to.
Yes,
if you don't have Waddle and Hill setting the leverage the way they have, you have to do this.
Yeah.
But it's built off running the ball a lot.
Look at the defense. Look at the bunch defense. How they and this is where the run game. You don't just run to run. You run to set this up. And we saw Tua under center a lot more in this game. Again, you're asking Tua now to do things he's really good at versus what he's not good at. He's so comfortable. Look how comfortable. Look at his footwork. Look how
I've been saying for years, you got to put him on the center. Not all the time, but you've got to have diversification.
You don't only win vertically.
Especially for a short quarterback. When he's on the center and that ball snapped and that lineman stands up, they can't even see the quarterback.
Yeah, you don't win vertically. Sometimes you can stretch horizontally as well. And this might be Tua's strength here. Let's show another one. This one is the Waddle.
Was that Gordon in on that one?
Yes. That was, I believe so, was Gordon in, yeah. All right, so.
This is A-Chain.
This is A-Chain. This one, they fake, I believe they fake here a little counter action, not zone. You'll see the guard pulling. You'll see a little shift here from Ingo. Ingo shifts. They faced it. They kind of fake the counter action run. You see the guards pull. Beautiful.
Yeah, I like this one. That was
beautiful.
Nice.
I mean, they got messed up here with the DB, but you're not. Look at Waddle on the shallow crosser. You know how difficult it is to follow Waddle on a shallow crosser? Get used to this, fellas, because this is what the offense I think is going to look like. 2 under center. Again, little motion by Ingo. Fake the counter action here. Guards are pulling. Beautiful ball handling. And look at Tua on rhythm, the footwork. Try keep up with Jalen Waddle on shallow crosser.
The only difference, though, is they're playing man. If it was in zone, it wouldn't be that pretty.
I mean, true, but still, regardless, I want to see more of this.
They got to, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think, especially with Waddle. But again, you can do this stretching horizontally. We want him to go downfield more. Don't get me wrong, but this right here could be as effective, and this will set up the vertical stuff. Teams might say, okay, you know what? They don't have Hill. Let's get away from that too high shell coverage. Let's make the box a little heavier. Play the run, you hit him with the play action, and this could be an offense where it's not as flamboyant statistically, but it could be more effective for what the teams have been playing the Dolphins. It might switch things up. This could be their counterpunch. So yeah, I absolutely love that. But do you see this being more of what they do going forward here? The play action, the bootleg stuff.
They got no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like the get out of jail free card's gone, so they have to. But again, philosophically and schematically, it's the smart thing to do. So the only downside is, though, that our talent up front is not good enough to use this against the better teams. But against the lesser teams, and if we run, because remember, you got to run the ball a decent amount to get them to bite that hard.
Yes.
And so it's forcing us to be
effectively.
We're in a pass balanced league now. Look at Josh Allen. He is not throwing deep anymore, really, because the league is kind of moved past that. It's this dink and dunk, small ball offense with a little bit of sprinkle of the big stuff inside. So it's smart.
Yeah, I love it. I think we're going to see the offense kind of turn to this. I think it suits Tua well. I'll give Tua credit. I thought he looked, but he looks such in his bag in this kind of offense. I love it. This is something we've been talking about. They just haven't run it, and I think, unfortunately, the Tyreek Hill injury might have Mike lean because look, Mike's a run game coordinator. This is what I don't understand from Mike. This is where his bag was in San Fran. I mean, his pass concepts. I mean, they caught teams off guard, but they're pretty basic, right? There's something crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to think. Look. We're always being hustled. Okay, so for years we were told we don't know who's making the picks. It wasn't Greer, but then Greer took over in 2019. He said I had final say.
Yeah.
Then when Flores is here, every good pick when he left was Greer's, and every bad pick was Flores, but Flores was taking control, and we found that wasn't true either. And we just recently found and know now that they're not in control of the roster. So when McDaniel got here, he was a green head coach who was lucky to get this job. He did not have the power to say, I want this, I want that. A little bit here or there, maybe. But this was Greer's design. Greer was the architect. And so McDaniel had to come in. He said, I was talking to Shanahan, and he's like, should I take the job or not? He goes, hey, Mike, you never know when you're going to get a job like this. You could set your family up for a lifetime. So he took it, and Greer was running the show along with the people above Greer. So Mike McDaniel just was given stuff and a little bit here or there. He didn't want it easy, and he got pounded, which was stupid over Zach Tom. But so he did have some influence, but it was all Greer. So he came in, and Greer said, here you go. And that's what it was. I'm sure he had influence, but nothing like that.
And we'll talk about, A-Chain. We talk about how good A-Chain is.
Oh, A-Chain's a stud.
Yeah, we talk about how good he is, but I don't think we even show how good he is. I mean, there's a couple plays in this game. One in particular. I want to show two A-Chain plays. One play, I haven't seen them run in a while. Let's pull these up here. 2 run plays from A-Chain. This first one was for a touchdown. Looks like a little crack. I haven't seen him run a crack toss in a while, Curtis. So if you watch here, also check. They're in the pistol, as you can see, with Ingold lined up right next to Tua. Watch NWI here does a really good pins at the edge and does a really good pin block here. But I thought this was cool. They almost kind of put Ingold in motion, kind of a wrinkle to the crack toss, and kind of has a lead blocker here. As you look, you see Hill goes in motion, and then you see him come around.
Oh, yeah. He should have been tackled there. That guy's a terrible tackler.
Yeah, but look at this, too. I mean, this is just special.
Oh, yeah.
But look, what do you think of this? I think on a different variation of this play, maybe not the same one because defense will be able to pick this up, but against the perimeter against Carolina, they're weak in the linebacker. Some sort of – they haven't run these toss plays a lot this year or even much last year. It wasn't successful, but as you can see here, I thought it was a nice little wrinkle with Ingold coming across the lead blocker here. What do you think of this play?
Yeah, well, he's had a bad season so far, but that was a decent block. It was
Yeah. But, I mean, and great job by NWI here. You can see on the left side of the screen. That's what the crack play does. You pin down, pins down the rusher. Good job by
I think the block at the bottom, who's that? Borum
and Brewer come through on this play. Brewer comes through and Borum. Brewer with a nice block, and then Borum held, and, he did enough.
That's enough. You can't ask a 40-pound guy to get a guy 10 yards downfield and hold him for too long.
I thought that was good on both those guys, and I think too. Let's see some more of that, different variations. I thought it was a little nice.
Yeah, you just got to have a big mixed bag. You get him going left, then you crack toss to the right.
Yeah, and you can have different wrinkles so defenses can't pick it up. But these teams that are bad at linebacker and strong up the middle, you want to hit the perimeter with A-Chain because.
But you got to still hit him enough inside.
I would hit Gordon inside in this game. They're so big and physical. He
had a good game.
Yeah,
he didn't get a lot of yards, but man, he was getting hit early.
Every time. He runs every time. He's not creative. If there's not decent blocking, he's not going to make something happen out of nothing.
But he'll hurt you.
He'll hurt you forward. But like A-Chain can make something out of nothing. But this play
too fast. A-Chain's too fast.
Oh, he's
180 pounds, and you go through his film. and he runs hard. I like the kid a ton, man.
Yeah.
I think if he can stay healthy, he's just developing.
Yeah, and this next play here, this one with A-Chain, I was just like, wow. This is going to be inside zone run here, just a simple inside zone concept with kind of watch Ingold here, and also Curtis. I think Cole Strange was really good in this play. He got better as the game went on.
This is the one where he gets to the second level and he gets
when he gets to the second level. So this is inside zone, like a little ISO play here. Watch this play. Look at Ingold. This is where the play probably was supposed to go. You see Ingold kind of winding around back. I think this is probably where the play was supposed to go. As you can see, Cole Strange with a good block.
No, I think the aiming point, you'll see his head. I think that was the aiming point. I mean, right in the A gap.
Look at this
A gap.
I don't know.
Look, he's getting a ball there.
I don't know. I mean, I think he felt the pressure of the defense. He felt them. He felt the defense. And regardless, this play to cut, look at the lower half.
Oh, I know.
That's special. Yeah. That's elite stuff.
Yeah, it's
so strange. This goes for what, 21 yards?
Yeah.
Another back, this is a 1 yard gain.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have Barry Sanders' jump cuts.
No.
He can lean and slide.
Look at that. The lower half bend and agility. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of think this was supposed to go maybe where Ingold was. But, we'll debate that. But regardless, good job by Cole Strange here.
It might.
Good job.
But somebody came straight through. That wasn't happening.
That wasn't happening. But your thoughts on Cole Strange in this play, too? He got better.
Yeah, but look, this was at the end of the game. You could tell the Jets were already quitting. And if you go watch the rest of the game, he wasn't that good. I mean, he was a little bit better in the pass run blocking and pass blocking. But that's what he can do. He's quick enough to get to the second level. That's his strength. He's kind of like a win type player.
Yeah, good call, dude. I just think now we're going to lean on A-Chain. I have a question for you. Would you consider A-Chain a little more wide receiver?
I would, if it was me, I would make him a guy that's all over the place. You want to get him in space. So you want him to be a pass catcher. You want him to run the football. You want to split him up. You don't want to bang him for 25 carries. So the more usage especially now without Hill, you want to get him out, maybe come out into the slot or something, or come out, as a pass catcher. You could bring him and Ollie out, and then Ollie can block a little bit too. So if you bring both them out and then you go in motion, put them outside, all of a sudden they've got a guy as fast as Hill almost. And you got Waddle. You could do a lot with him. He's very versatile. He works extremely well in this new style NFL. So he's got all kinds of applications. And I think you could do some 2-back sets with him in there. You fake the handoff inside and pitch it outside.
21 personnel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree. I would, I think for various reasons, I think A-Chain is just, I would get involved more in the passing game because you're not going to replicate Tyreek, but he's the next weapon there.
Yeah,
Malik is nice, but Malik doesn't have that juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's more of a run-after-catch guy. He doesn't have that quite juice, so it's going to be interesting. All right, thanks for everybody who's tuning in on chat. We got over 83 people on all platforms. Come on over to YouTube, guys. Check us out. Hit that like button. Leave your comments on the video after the show. I want to check it out. All right, we're breaking down this game. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball here. Carolina, defensively for the Dolphins here. Boy, we said no Chubba Hubbard, right? It starts and ends with they got to stop the running game, right? Rocco, I'm not even going to pronounce his last name. They have Rocco. They have the young kid ETN. How would you is first and foremost stop the running game here against Carolina?
Well, they got McMillan, who's tough. Leggett, and he's not really hasn't been that good. They got Renfro's the route guy. They're going to do the same thing that they've done. We're blitzing, I think, number 1 in the league. So they're going to do what they've always done. Problem, you got to watch out for Young and his scrambling ability. They've got a pretty good offensive line.
struggled
not
since Hunt's
great.
been out.
They definitely took a hit without Hunt. So they're just going to run the football. They're going to get some boots and get some motions. They'll try to throw some passes. And I'm sure if they get enough protection, and that's our problem is that we can't generate pressure with 4 men. And so once you bring the blitz, you thin out that secondary. And so it's like an arms race. How many extra blockers do they need to bring to offset our extra men coming in? The less they do, the more they're going to have receivers en route, and they'll have more options and be able to pressure a thinner secondary. So that's going to be a key. But that offensive line's not terrible. They're not. They got something. They brought a new guy in, Christensen, and he played well last week. I mean, obviously with Hunt, they were much better. Moton's on the right side next to this guy Christensen. So can Grant slow guys down? Can Chop slow guys? Chop's been playing very poor. But I think the knee had something to do with it, but his run stop is not good. Chubb goes back and forth. He's been pretty decent. Phillips is struggling a little bit. Thing is, too, when we bring all these guys in the box, Weaver wants Chubb and Phillips to drop in coverage, and they're not very good. Although Phillips had a beautiful coverage at the end of the game last week. I think it was on Wilson. He dropped back, and it was perfect coverage, but more often than not, we get stressed in the pass game because we're trying to keep Chubb and Phillips on the field, and then they get pass defense duties. And Seal has got to step it up. And, people made fun of Christian Wilkins when he left. Now they're making fun of him more now. But Seal had Calais Campbell next to him, and then he had Wilkins before. And you can see when you're left on your own, your production drops. I think some of it's the knee injury, but I like our linebackers in coverage. Mink is doing pretty good. Rasul Douglas has been doing good in coverage. So I think if they get the run game going, we're in trouble. They get the run game going and the quarterback moving, we're in real trouble. But if we could contain that, I think the rest can be decent.
Yeah, I agree. I think I said at the top of the show, this could be the game, the recipe that they needed. With the injuries, with the type of team Carolina is, you look at the Jets. Look, the defense. At one point you look at the Jets score, you're like, the defense didn't play that bad. No, the run game in the all-22 was bad. They don't have Hubbard. It's a big loss. Carolina's O-line has struggles with the loss of Hunt in the running game, especially. But the thing with Sealer and Grant and even Phillips is the chemistry, the communication. I think that's part of it. When Sealer does something, he probably expects the guy next to him without even knowing, like Campbell, the veteran, or Wilkins, to kind of pick up on what he's doing. They're just not, besides not playing well individually, I just think there's not a lot of chemistry there with those two guys. But you got to remember, the quarterback play is bad. They don't throw the ball downfield. You said Dolphins struggle against teams that can spread you out with multiple wide receivers. Yeah. Carolina can't do that, right? They have one weapon, that's a rookie. And he's good, but he's not, an elite player yet. Maybe down the road. Leggett struggled. I think they're going to bring in the kid Horn, the young kid with some speed. They're calling on. I heard they're calling him up in this game, but to me, Leggett's just not that guy, and they're missing Sanders, the tight end. I thought coverage was actually pretty good last week versus the Jets. The corners are playing pretty okay with Jack Jones and Rasul Douglas. To me, it's focused on the run here. But you got to remember something. Bryce Young and this whole offense, this whole team plays better at home. This is, you got to be careful. I think Bryce Young is like 1-15 in his career on the road. And the one game they have this year win is that 30-0 impressive win versus the Falcons at home. So I think you got to look out for that. But I just think this match up well for the Dolphins, especially if they can get home with the 4 guys on Bryce Young. I don't see the threat in the passing game. I think this is where they can sell out a little bit and stop the run. I think it's, you would hope an improvement of last week, but I think it's something similar to last week, their game plan on defense, actually. So, I kind of go loading up on the run. I just don't see the threat of the passing game with Bryce. I mean, I don't see it.
Yeah, but part of the problem with our defense is Greer. Greer's whole design was build a fumble offense that puts lots of points on, load up on edge rushers so that we're playing from ahead and they can just pin their ears back. But we don't get there. We can't put the points on the last 2 years. And so then you take this pass rushing defense and then you ask it to play close games. That's not a winning formula, especially when you add lack of time of possession. So if we can get a lead, you'll see these guys do pretty well because, you got to remember too, it's when it's close, a lot of times these guys are being asked to play contain. They're not just pinning the ears back. So if we get ahead and they're playing heavy pass, I think we'll be fine. It could be a little dicey if it's a close game because we're just not designed for that. So yeah. I think we'll do well. We have to. This is team. I think the Jets are a better team than the Panthers. They're just ultra sloppy. Yeah. So this is I think because of the injuries, a worse team.
Yes.
And so we should win. If we don't, then
their backup running back is pretty good back though. Rocco. I can't even pronounce his last name. But they have him and the young kid ETN. I think you'll see Rocco on early downs and ETN kind of the change of pace on third down looks. That's kind of my guess what they'll do there. Again, I think another key for the defense, the Dolphins defense is 31st and third down defense. First and second down are huge, right? They got to keep it. They can't let them get 32, 33s, these short third down plays. And then you said Bryce Young getting out.
No, this defense is tired, man. Yeah. I mean, they had a good game last week. I think they're a little rested after last week, but it's a shorter week too.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ball, their third down is second in the league. So I think first and second down are important on both sides of the ball here. But yeah,
Yeah, third down and turnovers, I think, is the keys.
That's always good. I think if we ever do this every week, you can say third down and turnovers always the key.
Yeah.
Like that's speaking of keys. Let's jump into some keys to the game. My first one here, Curtis, is, and might sound crazy, don't overlook this team. You're 1-3. You shouldn't be overlooking anybody, even though they had the injuries. This Carolina team is much better at home than they are on the road. Don't fall in the trap. They did win 30.
They fall in a trap, man.
Yeah. They're in no position to do that. But,
it's a guillotine if they fall into it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Carolina did have their only home game. They won 30-0, and they played the Cardinals close this year, and they got blown out last week by the Patriots. But like I said, Carolina, Bryce Young was 1-15 on the road.
They were very sloppy against the Patriots. They had lots of turnovers, stupid stuff.
I think keep the game plan simple. More what we saw, the bootleg, the play action, Tua on the move, and and third downs. We said third downs on offense. You're second in the league in third on offense. Surprisingly, keep that first and second down. Success on first and second, keep it third and manageable. Stay out of that third and long situation. And on the defense, again, the third downs. We're 31st, complete opposite. Defense has got to be better in first and second down. You are big for the Dolphins defense. Keep them in those third and 6, third and 7 pluses. They're not very good there. So I think those are some of the keys. Any keys you have, or you want to add anything on that?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of keys, but two keys that are critical is Julian Hill continuing to block well. He's played
well the last few games, Curtis.
And you're going to need him for what you're going to do going forward. That's a huge piece for what you want to get done because Tana, although he had a good block this week, a few of them, he's not going to be consistent at 230. Wallace shouldn't be expected. You don't want him getting banged around too much. And then Ingles not having a good season. So you need Julian Hill is so critical because we've got these inconsistencies on the offensive line. Obviously, the offensive line picking up is critical. But for me, it's McDaniel. McDaniel's a nervous guy. He calls nervous. He constantly, he's just, everything's got to be down the field and attack. I thought he did better this week, the past week, but he's got to hold his water and understand, it's a drive. You want points, but you've got to do it right and understand that things you do here, even if you don't get the drive, a touchdown, if you can keep that drive alive, you're keeping your defense off the field, and things you do during that drive might help you down the road with what you throw at the defense, how long you can keep them on the field to help you score points later. But he's very tunnel visioned in his play calling and just his antsiness to just attack. And you want to attack, but he's got to be more patient. He's got to be a strategist as well. So,
yeah, great point here by DR. Do you think, Jalen Wright's got to be a factor here? You think we'll see the field?
Not as long as Ali and Achane are healthy. No.
This is a guy I would look to trade here. Some team give you a 6th, 7th round pick for him. Maybe Kansas City or something like that. Yeah,
we take 2 fourths and get a 6th for it. Greer's cooking.
A shout out to the chat. What's up, Jake? Hope everything's good with you, brother. Until we're over 500, every game field must win. Yeah, I think fan base start turning around if they go ahead, beat this game, and then win the Chargers game. Especially with this we have on the schedule over the next 4 weeks. I agree, Jake. Jake also says, amen, Curtis. Julian Hill has been blossoming. Need that.
Yeah, he has, man.
He has. He's looked good. I've noticed it. Even on the one play we showed on the Waller touchdown, he stayed in front. He shattered this guy with really good in the pass pro there. So, yeah, quietly. And you combine him with Waller the pass catching threat.
He got something.
And Hill runs hard, man. He catches the ball, doesn't turn it over. He hasn't been turning it over and making those dumb plays. He runs hard. He plays hard. And they like him. So yeah, that's
well, it's never. He's always had the physical talent. It's just been he's always off on something big a little too much, but he's got the physical talent.
Yeah, DR. Sometimes you got to cut your losses. It doesn't work out, man. I mean, nobody's going to give up much for him. I always said he's not an outside zone scheme fit that many people thought he was coming out of college with Jalen Wright. You hit on something.
Yeah, it was so clear he wasn't.
Yeah, but many people because he kind of looked like an outside zone guy, just the way he moved. Kind of looked like both.
Because they look at the 4-3-5.
Yeah, they fall in love with that. All right, so any more game plans, keys to the game you have? Or do you think we hit on all of them or anything?
No, I think that's the main keys.
All right.
And obviously, Tua can't have any big turnovers and stupid plays, but that's basic stuff. We all know that.
Curtis boy, Connor Tanner.
Is it Connor Tanner or Tanakana? I can never remember.
All right, let's go to some key individual matchups. Do you have anyone in particular that's important to you in this individual matchup, kind of in this game, Curtis?
Well, yeah. I mean, you got so what that I can't always. I'm bad with names. You got Brown, and then you got
the guards, Jonah and
yeah. I mean, that's gonna be look. Jonah is playing terrible, and Strange is not good. So how those guards play, and it's going to be critical because they're outclassed. It's what you saw. Williamson, what's the name of the DT?
Quinn Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a beast.
Drew is basically what Brown can do. And Ashawn Johnson, the guy from the Rams, is a big, powerful guy, and he's playing very good this season. So those two guards and Brewer are going to be highly stressed. They don't have great pass rushers and bad linebackers, and so that's not a good grouping.
Worse than
but those two DTs, we're lucky they don't have Wharton. Is going to give fits on the interior, and so it's going to be critical for those guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jonah if he can continue to develop his technique. I mean, he's a long way off, but that's one thing. But if you're seeing a little bit of growth, that's another thing. So.
Yeah, the nose. Are you talking from the Rams? You're talking Bobby Brown too. The third they got from the Rams.
Yeah, no, Brown's good, man. Yeah. Brown is really good. Yeah, Derek Brown.
No, and they also have Bobby Brown. They picked up a free agency. So
they did.
Along with Alshon Robinson, but they're linebackers.
Yeah, they got Boogie Basham, old Buffalo guy there, but Ashawn Robinson, Bobby Brown's not that good.
He's all right, but I mean, Ashawn's
playing like an animal. 6'4", 220. He's having one of his best seasons since 21.
Yeah, it's really Derek Brown, though. Derek Brown is on the class. He's such an underrated guy because he plays in Carolina. And they don't have a lot of star power. You know what I mean? He's one of the few. Him, J.C. Horn, obviously. I think Hubbard being out. I mean, he's quietly a top 10 back in this league. He's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, no, we got plenty of injury. There's no way we should lose this game.
Yeah.
I mean, we can.
Another one for me is Waddle versus J.C. Horn. I would imagine now you'll see teams more trail kind of Waddle instead of playing like one side because you don't have Hill anymore. Like their best guy is going to go on Waddle, and Horn's really good. He's their only Pro Bowler.
I think the problem is without Hill, you'll get cover one. You're going to get zone coverage from them.
Especially
they'll
Carolina.
play one high safety. They'll bring Horn up to jam Waddle and then drop in the zone with high coverage. And that's not really that Waddle hasn't shown to be able to be great at that. And so I think that's what they're going to do a lot of. And it's going to kind of put on other guys to do some stuff, especially with their slot corner out. What the hell is his name?
Oh, wait.
Smith. With Smith out.
Smith, yeah.
The other guy's not bad. Jackson's pretty darn good, actually. But with Smith out, that's the slot is where you want to hit him and the linebackers.
Yeah,
that's their weak link in the coverage.
I had Wade. You had Smith. It's Smith Wade.
Yeah, Smith Wade. Smith Wade.
Smith Wade. Yeah, that's a big loss for them. But yeah, I agree with you on that point. All right. What do you say? You love the over-under game?
Yeah, I suck at it, but you're in charge. I'll do it. Maybe one day I'll get good at it. Hey, my big one was Hill. Did he break the numbers last week?
What was your
I think it was like 67 yards.
What did Hill have? Let's look that up. Hill had
Waddle didn't get what did Waddle get it? No, he was
let's see what, and maybe somebody in the chat can tell us.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hill's stats, but
yeah, I don't have to worry about it covering Hill's numbers anymore.
Yeah. Yes, we added another player in there though. But I'll tell you another matchup: Waller versus these linebackers.
Oh, he's gonna destroy them.
Yeah. This could be a Waller game. There's a couple of numbers I like for Waller in this game. By the way, Tyreek had 67 yards. So he was well over that. He got hurt. He was well over. He was on his way to go well over that. So that's good. All right. You ready for the game? This is Curtis's favorite game.
Favorite one that I suck at.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not good at it. All right.
Some people so good. I admire them.
Yeah.
I'm not good at points.
All right. Tua Tagovailoa, Curtis. 222.5 yards passing.
Yeah.
He's gone under 3 out of the 4. So it's not a given.
Yeah, well, he better.
I'm hard about this one. Come on.
I'll just say yeah.
Over?
Yeah,
I mean, it looks on paper, it looks like a given, but he's, especially now the type of offense he could have, 18 for 24, 215 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 100%.
No turnovers. So I'm going to go slightly over on this one. Not huge, but I'll go over. All right, you're going over. So Waddle. So Waddle now, remember, these numbers are trending now. It's going to be a little bit more because he's the focal point. He's the new number 1. Waddle, receiving yards, 66.5. He's been under 3 of the last 4 games.
I think he'll be under.
Ooh, okay. So
it would be smart. Why would you want to attack JC? Why would he's going to get top focus?
Yeah.
So you'll get him something. But Waller, Washington, the backs, I think they'll get more.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go. He gets about 75 in this game.
Go for it.
Receptions, 5.5. Hit under in all 4 games. Does he get 5?
Under.
Yeah. Boy, that's a high number. I'm going to go if he gets 5 for 75. So I'm going to go over. You know what? Screw it. We'll go over. He gets 6
go
for
it,
75.
man.
We'll go over. And I'm going to start
money on this.
I'm going to start writing it down, keeping track, and we're going to keep scoring here. We need to do that.
You should. Just don't write mine down because they usually are not right.
All right, A-Chain, 65.5 rushing yards. He's been under 3.5, 4 game, but 99 last game, trending up. Where are you going? Over or under?
I think he'll go over.
I agree. I think he'll go over, especially against his team.
I think he'll have like probably 80-something, maybe.
Reception. And chat, if you want to join along and, chat, join along with us, give us your over and under prediction. Receptions, 4.5. He's been 2 out of the 4. He's gone over.
They're going to feed him, Waller, and probably Washington.
So we'll go over the receptions, 4.5?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll go over as well.
You're not writing my numbers down anyway, so who the hell is? No one's going to remember.
Here's an interesting one. 14.5 rushing attempts. He's been under 3 of the last 4 games. That seems
I don't
high.
want him. I don't want him to have 14.
I'm going to go a little bit under.
Yeah, I want under.
Yeah. You think it's under then. All right.
If you go back and watch that Jets game, and I know they're the Jets, I know they played man, but there was heavy biting when Ollie had the ball on play action. Because when you see him in there, you're expecting them to slam it. And remember, it's all psychological. They're watching the matchups. They know who's in. They know that he can really just attack the interior with the best, it's his best skill set. And so when you hand that ball off, it really causes them to bite because he's a big guy. They got to get in there quick to fill.
Yeah, I agree. 37.5 receiving yards for A-Chain. 3 of the 4 he's been under.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over with Tyreek out.
Over.
All right, Malik. So things change for Malik. He moves up the list to number 2 receiver here, we think. Malik, 28.5 over receiving yards. All 4 games he's been under. But he's the number 2 guy. He's got to get at least 30 yards, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be in the slot. Whoever's going to be in the slot, because they'll probably put
NWI.
Westbrook wide. Washington can't play. I mean, he's not good wide.
Yeah,
so we'll have Waddle and Westbrook wide, and then Waller and Washington in the slot.
Yeah, I agree. So I think we're both over on that.
Go over.
Reception, 3.5. He's been under 4 times.
Who? What?
Receptions, Malik Washington. 3.5.
3.
Yeah, I'll go under. I think about 3 catches. It's a little high for me. All right, Ollie Gordon. 21.5 rushing yards. He's been under 3 of the 4 games. I'm going over. I know. Maybe I just want it to happen.
I'm gonna go under just because Ashawn Robinson and Brown are gonna have such high domination interior. But I just hope they give him the touches.
But I think they'll have to pound him more. You might lean on him more with the physical inside. But here's the number I love, and this is one I would bet: 5.5 attempts.
Oh yeah, they better. I think
guys, if they take this one to the bank, right? I mean, I hope don't put too much money on it. But to me, he's hit 2 of the 4 games. I think he gets at least 6 attempts, 7 to 8.
He's got to.
He's got to. Number. Yeah, I agree. Waller joins the picture now in our over/under game. Darren Waller receiving 29.5. Yeah, 27.
Yeah, I'm going over.
I'm going over the line.
Tua's going to go look at that film.
Yes, chemistry with him. Look how much chemistry he has with him over like NWI. Right? There's no chemistry there. And he's got it with Waller. I think he gets over the 29.5. He had 27 last week. Receptions, 2.5. He had 3 last week. I'm going over as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to have 5.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to get him the ball. They got to, because all those attempts that Hill is getting are all going to somebody else.
Yeah. All right, so bold prediction time. Give me something crazy that could happen in this game, or bold prediction. I'll start us off, Curtis. How about that? I say Dolphins rush for 200 total yards in this game. Continue that trend versus Carolina defense. I don't know if that's bold, but it seems bold.
How many yards did you say? 220?
200 total yards rushing. It's a bold prediction. It's not supposed to be something easy.
I guess I'll go bold prediction. Waller scores another 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns.
I like it. NWI can block at least. So it's not a total one.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can. I thought on the crack toss play, great job pinning down the defensive end there.
Oh, I can't remember what game it was. I did some film on it.
Yeah.
But he blocked a linebacker or a DE and handed him off the pole and then got to the next level. No, he's a willing participant.
What game was that?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think I was week 2, maybe. Maybe it was against the Bills. I don't know. I can't remember my own kids' names. The hell.
All right, so final score time. Who wants to go first, Curtis? Final score prediction of this game.
Yeah, I'm
have some confidence. Come on, manifest this game, this score for us.
27-20.
Okay, 27-20.
No, because we're not going to score all touchdowns. Well, that could be 2. Yeah. That would be 28. So that would be right. Yeah, 27. 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. They'll get 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
All right, so I'm gonna go similar to you, 27-16. I think there's just I think this sets up well on paper for the Dolphins. My only concern is don't overlook this team because they are a different team at home, but I think they're a better, more talented team. There's not a lot of star power on that. I think what the Dolphins don't do well, they don't do well, so they won't expose the Dolphins' weakness. You know, the Dolphins struggle with these multiple wide receiver sets. They don't have any. They have Pat McMillan, Bryce Young doesn't throw the ball downfield. They're missing Chuba Hubbard. They don't have Robert Hunt. Their linebacker core is injured. Their defensive line's injured. So I think this is a game where they come pull out. They run a similar.
They better.
Yeah, they better. They run a similar style game plan as they did last week. A lot of the play action, under 200 center, bootleg, beat these teams, spread them horizontally, and that'll create some vertical stuff down the field. And again, if you're watching this game, if you're watching this game, take a look at how the defense adjusts teams playing us without Hill. The threat of Hill's gone. Does that kind of bring them to, bring more in the box and a little less, maybe more cover one, maybe less of that cover two, high cloud and shell coverage, and maybe could open up things downfield for somebody. Not necessarily Waddle, because Waddle's going to be on their best. Their best guy is going to be on Waddle now. The coverage is going to be on him. But Malik or Waller downfield, maybe Taj Washington gets involved. Would you like to see more Taj, Curtis?
Nah, we're going to be a condensed. You're going to have Hill, Waller. If you're getting Taj on the field, you'd rather have Washington.
Yeah,
I think we're going to be more condensed into big formations. You won't see it that much. See him that much.
You think
I think you're better off having Washington get those touches.
Yeah, agreed. But
not Taj, the other Washington.
Yeah, the Washington. I think somebody named it was in the chat the dead presidents. I don't know the so yeah, it should be fun. Again, this should be a game. They go 2-3. Sets up the Chargers game, which I just got my tickets. I'll be going to that fan weekend, so I'll be at the game. So that week we'll do post game at night. But tune in tomorrow right after the game. You know where to catch us. Finn's Faithful Podcast. I don't know if Curtis is going to be on the post game or not.
Maybe
we'll see. You never know who shows up. But right after the game, we will be live with you guys covering the.
You guys are great, though. It's great coming on with you.
I thank you.
And we get to hang out with Bobby, the superstar.
Yeah. Don't let him hear that. So, and look, hopefully we're talking on a victory post-game show. Hopefully it should be. This sets up well for him. If not,
dude, it'll be like everybody.
Different tone. Yeah. But I appreciate everybody early in the morning joining us in the chat. Thank you, DR, everybody, Finn, Sammy, Jake, Belake, everybody who joined us. We appreciate it early this morning. Cliff, Go Time Dolphins, everybody. Thank you. Catch us tomorrow right after the post-game show. Catch us every Saturday here. Curtis and I at 10:30 a.m. on our Countdown to Game Day, breaking down all this great stuff you saw every week we do it.
And this time I had good connection.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It wasn't the usual.
I wasn't doing the
Shout out DR. Thank you for being so active.
Yeah, brother.
And chat, we appreciate it. So until next time, guys, as always, hopefully we'll be talking to you in a post-game show on a victory. Dolphins going 2-3. As always, guys, fins up. Be safe.